Hi and hello, dear friends. Welcome back once again to our channel, Vagai Academy of Mathematics. Here, this session with us is the question paper of 2013 December, and as usual, we are about to solve questions from arithmetic and reasoning part. Here, this session again, we have 4 questions. Yeah, let's solve them one by one. First question. Question number 1 is actually from numbers. So, yes, let's give a try. A person has to buy both apples and mangoes. So a person is going to shop. The person is supposed to buy apples and also mangoes. And let's see what else is given for us. And it is given that cost of one apple. The cost of one apple is rupees 7 and cost of one mango is rupees 5. So one apple is 7 rupees and one mango is 5 rupees. Let's just note it. And it is given that if the person has a total of 38 rupees, then the number of apples he can buy is. This is our question. So the person is having a total of 38 rupees. 38 rupees. For this 38 rupees, he is going to buy apples and mangoes. Remember, it is given in the question itself very clearly that the person has to buy both apples and mangoes. So it means that that person should not be getting any one of these fruits. He must get both fruits for this total amount rupees 38. In that case, then how many apples he can buy? This is our question. So again, instead of building any equations or anything, let's just try to get the answers through the options itself. It would be a very better way. Yeah, fine. So let's see the options. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've written in order A, B, C, D. And they're asking how many apples he can buy. That means these options stand for the number of apples. Then let's see by checking the options. We start from option A. Option A says he can buy one apple. Let's see what happens if the person is going to buy one apple. Okay, fine. Yeah. So one apple. So the cost of one apple will be 7 rupees. That is what is given here itself, right? We can see here cost of one apple is 7 rupees. So that means he's going to buy only one apple. 1 into 7 will give us 7. That means remaining, how much amount will he have? He is having a total of 38 rupees, of which he has spent 7 rupees for one apple. So that means 38 minus 7 will give us the remaining amount to be 38 minus 7, which will be 31. Just think of one mango's cost is 5 rupees. See here, one mango's cost is 5 rupees, but there's a remaining amount of 31 rupees. Just think of whether the person will be able to buy mangoes for this 31 rupees. It is not possible. Yeah, right? See here, the person can buy, of course, 6 mangoes. 5 6 will give us 30, but it means there will be still some amount pending. So that means we can't have option A to be our answer. Just move on to the second question. Let's see whether this is working out. Here, option B says the person is buying 2 apples. So that means he would have spent 2 sevens are 14 rupees. So out of 38, 14 rupees are spent. So that means remaining would be 38 minus 14. The calculation is easy to perform, right? 8 minus 4 will be 4. 3 minus 1 will be 2. That means he will still have 24 rupees with him. And again, the same problem comes. Mango's cost is 5 per mango, but the remaining is 24. Again, he won't be able to buy mangoes without any balance. That means option B also is not giving us the answer. Let's try option C. 3 apples. Option C says 3. So here, this case, he will spend 3 sevens are 21 rupees in buying apples. So remaining amount will be 38 minus 21, which will be 7. and 1, right? Because 38 minus 21, 8 minus 1 will be 7, and 3 minus 2 will be 1. That means he will have 17 rupees balance. Again, will not be able to exhaust this 17 rupees by getting mangoes. That means this is also not our answer. So sure, option D must be our answer. I'm sorry, this is D, option D. Option D must be our answer. Okay, let me give it even more clearly because, yeah, fine. So option D, which says 4, that must be our answer. Anyways, we'll just cross check to this. Let's just examine whether it is giving us the correct answer. So this case, option D says 4 apples. Let's see. The person is buying 4 apples. So 4 sevens are 28 rupees. That means how much will be remaining now? 38. He has spent 28 rupees. That means balance will be 10 rupees. Yes, sure. For 10 rupees, the person can buy exactly 2 mangoes. That means here is what our calculation is exactly getting compensated. So that means option D, 4. That means the person can buy 4 apples is going to be the answer. I think the way we are solving it, you're able to understand it. Yeah, fine. Moving to the next question. Second question, question number 2 is from blood relation. Actually, some sessions ago, we happened to solve one question from blood relation. After a gap, we are again getting a problem from blood relation. Let's see the question. A man pointing to a lady. That is, there's a man, he is pointing a lady and he's telling this following dialogue. The dialogue is, the son of her only brother, the son of her only brother is the brother of my wife. This is the statement that person is making by pointing that lady. Then the question asks, the lady is related to the man as what? We have the options. So that means for that man, that lady is whom? That relation is what they're asking. Okay. And we need to be very sure, very clear with in what way they're asking the relation. They're asking that lady is whom for that man. We shouldn't understand it. We shouldn't take it in the reverse way. The man is whom for that lady. That is the opposite way we consider. Like I give a very simple example. If I have like, or we can take a general example, A and B. Let's say A is the father and B is the son. So B is the son. Okay. So if I ask A is whom for B, A is whom for B, the answer is father. Whereas B is whom for A, the answer is son. Okay. So we have to clearly determine the answer from whose perspective. That is more important, right? Yeah. Yes. So yeah, let's come to the solving part. I'll clear these things. Yes. Back to pen. Now let's carefully decode. I mean, just try to understand what statement that person is making. And also one more thing we have to remember very clearly whenever we come to solve a blood relation question, be clear with the generations one below the other. That point we should be very clear, and at the same time we should also be clear with gender, whether male or female. This also we should be very sure. So once these two things are represented clearly, then the way of answering the question will be very, very easy. Try to understand that. Yes. Yeah. Let's come to the question. A man pointing to the lady. So there's a man and he's pointing a lady and he is making this statement. He says, the son of her only brother. Okay. Yeah. That means we'll start from this lady. Okay. I'll freshly write it. Lady. The son of her only brother. Whose only brother? This lady's only brother. Okay. So that means there's a brother for this lady. We'll have it like this because lady's brother, then definitely they both are going to be the same generation. They are from the same generation. The son of her only brother. This is what the statement says, the son of her only brother. So we start from the lady. There's a brother and this brother is the only brother for this lady. His son, the brother's son. Okay, yeah. This brother is having a son. So remember something properly. This lady's brother's son. Okay, yeah, we came till here. the son of her brother. We reach it till this point. Now continue the second part. Is the brother of my wife. So let's finish the second part now. That will complete and help us to get the answer. Is the brother of my wife. Yeah, fine. Now we'll come to this man, because the man is what is stating the dialogue. So according to this man, is the brother of my wife. Whose wife? This man's wife. So that means this man has got his wife, and this wife's brother is what is this son. Okay, so this wife's brother. So that means this man is a male, she is a female, his wife, and this person, he is the son, right? He is a male. So, and this one is a male, and ending with the lady, she is a female. Everything is clear cut with us. There are two people in this first generation and three people here in the second generation. Now all we need to see is, for this man, this lady is whom. So we start from this man and we see this lady. This is all we need. Okay, and that is what this question is asking. Now let's clearly make a link from this man to this lady. Okay, now see, continue the, just start from this man, his wife, and this wife's brother is what is this person, I mean this male, and his father, is it or not? Because this brother's son is here, that means this son's father will be this brother person. Okay, actually we don't have any names for this, that's the reason we are writing simply as bro, son, wife, something like this. So this person's father is here. And one more thing, it should be noted that if this wife, the man's wife we have here, this wife's son's brother, I mean wife's son's father is here, then what about this father? We can say this person is going to be the father for this person also. Is it or not? See here, if these two are siblings, I mean this wife and this son, because it's clearly given that this son is his wife's brother. So that means the relation between this wife and this son is going to be brothers and sisters. So that means their father must be the same. Yeah. And we reach this man. Now this man's sister is what is this lady. Now we try to construct the entire thing. This man's wife's father's sister. Okay, right? So this is going to be the relation between this man and this lady. So once again, I repeat, this man, his wife, wife's father, and this father's sister is what is this man is referring to. Is the point clear? So how do we call wife's father actually? This man, his wife's father. So his wife's father is whom to this man? This person will be none other than this man's father-in-law. Is it or not? He will be his father-in-law. Yeah, because wife's father and his father-in-law's sister is what is referring. So that means this lady is none other than the sister of that man's father-in-law. So we exactly have this relation on option D, and that is going to be the answer for this question. A good blood relation question, but it involves this kind of decoding actually, right? We should carefully make that branches, I mean make that connections, that would only help us to get the answer. And whenever this kind of dialogue question comes, I mean one person pointing the other, making a statement, these kind of questions are very popular, very famous in blood relation concept. Do have practice for these kind of questions also, and remember these two key things. We have already seen this. Once again, let me repeat it. Clearly specify the and generations and also specify the gender. Okay, so these two things are really important. That would only help you to get the answer in a smarter way. That's the reason. And everything else is going to be very easy. It's a logic, that's it. Fine. Yeah, move on to the next question. Question number 3 is from average. So question 3 is from the concept of average. An easy question. because we have already seen many questions from average. And let's remember what is average. Actually, average is nothing but total divided by number of observations. Let me just represent that number of observations like this. I use a hash sign to represent the number. And at the same time, what will be total? Total will be equal to average into number. That's all. Okay. So these two things are really enough for you to crack any problem from average, because the level of questions are going to be of this level only in UGC NET paper 1. That's the reason. Yeah, fine. Let's just go with the questions. The mean marks obtained by a class of 40 students is 65. So that is for 40 students. So let me write like this. Number of students is 40. For them, the averages. We already know that. We have already discussed that average, mean, everything is same. So for the 40 students, the average is given to be 65. Let's note it here. Yeah, fine. And what next is given? Following it, we have the mean marks of half of the students is found to be 45. Yeah, fine. So now what do you mean by that? Out of 40 students, half of them will be 20 students. Very simple. So for the 20 students, the average is found to be 45. This is all we have. Then what is asked in the question? Then the mean marks of the remaining number of students is how many? How much? This is our question. Very simple. Remaining students. Remaining how many students will be there? Once again, there will be 20 more students. Is it or not? See, totally 40 students. For all the 40 students, the average is 65. And 20 of them in the class, the average is 45. Then what about the average of the remaining 20? This is all our question is asking. Very simple. Okay. Let's try to answer. Okay. So this average is what we need. Okay. Yeah, fine. So let's try to solve this. So I can even represent you with a picture so that you can very well understand this. There is a class. In the class, there are 40 people. For all the 40 people, the average is 65. This is what is given. And exactly half of them in the sense 20 of them. For the 20 of them, the average is 45. Then the question is very simple. Then what would be the average for the other half? Other half, it would be what? This is our question. Yeah, fine. Now let's have an approach to solve this question. Yes. Let's take some more space here. Yeah, fine. So yes, let's maintain a new column here, total, to give the total, because we have average as well as number. So that means when we multiply them, we can get the total. See here, for the 40 students, the average is 65. So that means what would be the total here for all the 40 students? It's simple. We can just do 40 into 65. What is 40 into 65? Just think of what is 4 into 65. 4 into 65 will be 130, 260. 260. Insert one more zero here. We get 2600. That's all. This is what is 40 into 60. Actually, what I did is I just calculated 4 into 65. I know 65 2 times is 130. And once again, 130 is 2 times is 260. Because if I want to multiply a number by 4, I can double it 2 times. That's all. Very simple, right? The same thing is what here I did. I repeated 40 into 65. I just thought of doing 4 into 65. So 65 double 130 and 130 one more time double 260. So I got 260, but I have to multiply with 40. There's an extra zero. So I inserted a zero at the end. So 2600. So that means for all the 40 students, the total is 2600. And a part of the class, I mean the first 20 students, the average is 45. Then that means what would be the total for these first 20 students, for which what we have to do 20 into 45. So 20 into 45 we can very easily do. It would be 900. So that means what can you understand? For all the 65 students, the total is, sorry, for all the 40 students, not 65, for all the 40 students, the overall total is 2600. I mean, let me write it here. I think I can use a different color ink to represent the total. See here, for all the, yeah, red tick, yes. See here, for all the 40 students, the total is 2,600. I think you are able to see what is written here. Yeah, 2,600. And for the 20 students, the total is 900. Then just think of what can be the total for the remaining half. I know that for all the 40 students, the total is 2,600. Just for 20 of them, the total is 900. So that means what would be the total here? I mean, for the other remaining students, it would just be 2,600 minus 900. Is it or not? Minus 900. So what do we get here if we subtract? I think we get 1,700. So that means for the remaining 20 students, the total has to be 1700. That's all. For 20 students, the total is 1,700. And the question is asking us to find the average of the remaining students. So average in the sense, very simple. 1,700 divided by how many students we have here? 20 students divided by 20. So 1,700 by 20, which gives us 0, 0 cancel. So that means I have to do 170 divided by 2. Think of 170 divided by 2. It just means 170 is half of 170. Half of 170 will be nothing but 85. And that means 85 is the answer. So for the other part, I mean the other half of the class, the average is 85, which is exactly matching with option A. And that is our answer. So once again, a good question from average. Oh, yeah. We got here. Yeah, fine. Moving to the last question. We have only one more question here. The last question. Let's give a try here. Once again, we are getting a question from ages. So just some 2 sessions ago, we happened to solve one question from ages. I hope you remember the way how we solved that question. If not, I request you to kindly see that video, because there are only few topics under which you are getting questions. Just few varieties are there. It won't be much hard or much difficult if you just look these videos. I think looking these videos is in itself enough for you to perform the problems. That's the reason. Just kindly go have a view so that you get a better understanding in solving the problems. Here, once again, we are getting a problem from ages. Let's see how can this be solved. So here we have Anil is twice as old as Sunita. So that means here we have 2 people. Let's just have the starting letters itself, A and S. Let's have it like this. So Anil is twice as old as Sunita. So that means they come to say Anil's age is twice of Sunita. What do you mean by this? So it simply means Anil's age is 2 times of age of Sunita. So that means if I come to know what is Sunita's age, I can very well tell what is Anil's age. For example, if Sunita is 20 years old, Anil will be 40 years old. If Sunita is 15, then Anil would be 30. I think you're able to understand this link. Do you understand this? So whatever Sunita's age is, double of that, I mean 2 times, that's what it is given to be twice. Okay, 2 times of that is what is this first person, Anil's age. Okay, this is what we have, the relation between their ages. Let me just clear it, because this is just for example I gave this. Yeah, fine. Now what next is given in the question? Just see whether any other conditions are given here. We have 3 years ago, he was 3 times as old as Sunita. Actually, they're coming and comparing the present ages first. At present only, the situation was like Anil's age is twice of Sunita. But the same 2 people's age 3 years ago in the sense, I hope you are able to understand. We need to go to the past tense. Okay, so the past. 3 years ago, if we compare the same 2 people's age, that time what happens is he was 3 times as old as Sunita. That is, that time if we come to compare, this Anil's age would be 3 times of Sunita. Remember, there are only 2 conditions. One tells about the present situation, the other one about 3 years ago. Fine? Yeah. First, at present, we have to see Anil's age. I mean, it is given to be Anil's age is double of Sunita's age. But the second condition says Anil's age is 3 times of Sunita's age. Okay, but it was 3 years ago. This is all we have to understand. And all they are asking is, what is the percentage of Anil? This is our question. Yeah, fine. So once again, let's just use options to get the answer. Fine. Yes. Yeah. Fine. Let me use a different colored ink. So start from option A. Option A says 6 years. Whose age is 6 years? Anil's age is 6 years. Okay. So that means Anil's age at present is 6 years. Let's note it here. Okay. I'm going to try the options one by one. So be clear with it. It's very easy. If you come to try one option, it will help you to do what calculation we need to perform for the other options also. That's all. Yeah, let's start. So yes, coming to the question, it says at present, Anil is twice as old as Sunita. This is what is given, right? So at present, if Anil is 6, then what would be Sunita? Kindly remember the condition. Anil is twice of Sunita. But we have Anil's age. How come we find Sunita's age? I know 2 times of Sunita will be Anil. So that means from Anil, how can we go get the age of Sunita? It's just half of. Is it or not? Because if Anil is 6, then half of 6, which would be 3, that would be what is Sunita's age. I think you are able to understand this clearly. Because as per questions condition, Anil is twice of Sunita. That's the thing. I'm doing the half calculation. Okay. Whereas if we know Sunita's age, we would have done 3 times of this number and we would have put here. And we would have placed that value here. Okay. But here in this options, we have Anil's age, and that's the reason we take Anil's age, we place it here, and then we just find half of that and place it here. That's all. So 6 and then 3. Yeah, fine. Now what we have to, we should travel 3 years ago. Yeah, let's see what happens if we go 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, in the sense, very simple. Each of their age will be reduced by 3. That means A will become 3 and B will become 0. Is it or not? Because 3 years ago, whatever our present age is, minus 3 we have to do. Then we get the age of the past time. Is it or not? That's what is given. Now, check the condition. What condition is given? 3 years ago, how should be their ages? Anil was 3 times as old as Sunita. Just check whether it is working out. Is it working out here? See here. So here we have 0. Is 3 times of 0, will we get this 3? No, because 3 times of 0 will be 0 only. So that means it is not working out. So that means we have our answer not achieved through option A. Let's just clear this. So far we have tried only option A. For you to make you understand this concept, I'm just giving this. I think we can use some other color, green. Yeah, fine. Option B, which says 8. Let's try to use option B, 8. Once again, the same way to calculate. A's percentage is 8. That means we'll get Sunita's age to be half of that. Once again, half we should do, which will be 4. And as usual, what we are supposed to do, we should travel 3 years ago. 8 minus 3 will be 5. And 4 minus 3 will be 1. Is it or not? And once again, check 1 3s are we getting this 5? 1 3s will be 3 only. We are not getting 5. That means option B is also not our correct answer. So B is also gone. Already A is gone. Now let's move on to the third option. But before that, let me just erase this. Yeah, I'll erase this. Fine. Pick the color. Yeah, option C. Let's move on to option C and see whether option C is working out. Yeah, fine. Option C says Anil's age is 12. 12. Yeah, noted 12 here. And half of 12 will be 6 here. Yeah. Sunita's twice is Anil. Yeah, everything is fine. Now, as usual, we should go 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, A's age will be 12 minus 3. That would be 9. And same, 3 years ago, S's age will be 6 minus 3, which will be 3. Now, again, check. We should check whether 3 times of Sunita is Anil. That is 3 3s are. Is it giving 9? Yeah, exactly. It is 9, which is same as Anil's age. So that means no doubt, option C, we are able to get all our conditions satisfied. So that means option C. and its age is 12 years is going to be the correct answer. No need to check one more option. Okay, we need not check it because we already reached our answer. See, stop there itself. That's it. So yeah, we had 4 questions. We solved all the 4 questions here. I think you're clear with all the questions, how we are solving, the way we are solving it. And again, any doubts, you can sure post it in the comments. And one more thing I just want to inform you here itself, just kindly have a view on all these previous year's questions solved. That itself would help you to that itself gives you a good idea on solving, approaching the questions. Okay, because you'll not be asked a very big, very strange question in the exam, in an actual exam. So in that case, we need not worry about learning very new concepts. It is enough if we just play with these concepts itself, right? So keep that in mind and prepare for the exam. And any doubts, you can post into the comments. I'll also help you to clarify that. See you soon in the next session with some different set of questions. Thank you. Bye, all of you.